seeing any refunds that we need to make from that are over $100 from us next month. And I don't think that there will maybe 3 or 4 on there, and I think they're going to be dealing with mortgage companies, but I've got to go back and look at those. And at this point, we have our 2011 abstracts out there that we can post prepayments against, so anything overpayments that we can keep versus refunds, we do. And then, of course, if anybody owes delinquent taxes, we attach that refund and put it on the delinquent taxes.
Okay.
And your debits and credits, of course, are the same way. They could be a positive and negative depending on how many debits we have versus credits. Also, midway your sheet, the deeper sales that are highlighted in the yellow, you have an extra line there, your prior year totals. That is strictly just giving you, at this point, what is 2000 through 2009. It's just totaling those prior year totals for you. And that carries on through as far as the outstanding levy and year-to-date collection and whatnot. And that's pretty much the changes with this. Our overall percentage at the end of January as far as collection on the current year taxes was 86.06, which is above where we were last year this time by 1.3%. So if we can follow through with that, that'll be good. But the road gets tough from here on out trying to get the taxes in. And we also received some payments through Travis Ellis this month, a little over $3,000. And I was hoping today to have some sale dates set for you. I know we have several that he has completed the title work and whatnot on, but he hasn't gotten sale dates back to me on that yet. And we did have, I believe it was 6 or 7 also that we turned over to him this month. They came from letters that we had sent out in October, which some were paid. Those that we didn't hear from those letters at all, we had already turned over to Mr. Ellis. But then we had some that had made obligations to us as far as paying, and we just went back through with those that had not met those obligations and went ahead and turned over to him. So if sometime before the next commissioners meeting, if I do get a list of sale dates from him at that point, I'll just go ahead and email those back to y'all.
Will he be selling more than one property per day when he's doing that?
It depends on what he has and where he is, which title work. If we can do more than one in a day, we like to do that, but it just depends on where things are.
It's never been more than 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
One top 3.
Does he always conduct that in the county?
He does
It's
courthouse
got
I know there was one in Gatesville that was done in, and not through Travis Ellis.
Right.
It wasn't a tax sale.
It wasn't a tax sale, it was probably a mortgage company.
Mortgage
Might have been, but I know it was
sale, wherever
in,
they
I think it was in Hertford or Elizabeth City.
It's where we're seeing a lot of mortgage company foreclosures.
So the county is doing it for tax purposes, it will be at the
I
courthouse.
don't know how it works. If you have someone in bankruptcy, because that's a federal situation, it may be done at the federal courthouse
That might
in
be
Elizabeth
the case.
City, that could have been the case. I'm not sure how that works. Just a foreclosure now.
I'm just curious about this one. These obviously the 2000, 2001. These people just walk in and pay those bills, or how did that come about?
Yeah, we just aggravate them.
Well, that's,
We keep sending letters, and eventually they go, wow, I owe this.
okay, I was curious about that.
Or if they do come into office to pay like a current bill, we're like, hey.
Friendly reminder.
And, you know, sometimes we twist things a little bit too.
Okay.
It's interesting to people that you can send correspondence to, and all of a sudden, in fact, we had that happen yesterday, all of a sudden this light goes off, and they start calling you, talking to you about it. Any other questions with that? Okay, the next thing, I had passed out today a copy of the foreclosure policy that the commissioners adopted, I believe it was back in November, and also a copy of the payment plan that we are currently using in office, basically just for your information. I don't know that Jack and Johnny had copies of the foreclosure policy since it was done in November. I know the rest of you probably did. And basically, basically, the reason I'm doing this is we had a taxpayer come up against us recently, telling us they had talked with the commissioner, and I don't know that that's true, and that they knew no such thing of paying taxes in 30, 60, 90 days. So, just to let y'all know, make sure you do understand the policies that we do have in the office, and what we have done at this point with our payment plan, we have basically with that adopted the same payment schedule that y'all had adopted with the foreclosure policy. And what we're telling people, if they want to make a payment plan and stay on that particular schedule, we will work with them. Otherwise, we're gonna go after them any way we can get to them. We're not telling them don't make payments or whatnot, but we're just not telling them that we're gonna work with them to a great
Well, I
extent.
promise you as a commissioner, I was telling you
Well,
start with.
I'm not saying, I don't even know that that was the case, but, anyway, that is what we have basically adopted as our payment plan in the office. And we have a lot of people that come in, we'll send, say like a foreclosure letter, and they'll come in, they want to make $25 a month. You get the sad story, and they're sitting here owing $1,200. $25 a month isn't gonna cut it. And these are not, and I know times are hard now, but we can look back on our records and tell the people that paid their taxes up through, I'll say 2007, 2008 on time, and now are having a hard time. We can tell from a person's prior history as to whether their problems is due to the economic times today. Somebody that owes us 4 years' taxes, that has nothing to do with where the economy is today. That started a long time ago, and it has nothing to do with the fact they've been in the hospital the last 2 weeks. That is something from that. So we can look at a person's history in our office and tell where the situation lies and the people that are trying to those out. And it's not the older people on fixed incomes that we majorly have the problems with. So they're the ones that are gonna pay their taxes if they can, if it takes them $5 a month till, when they get that bill. So,
Renee, if I can, I want to share with Chairman that I went by to see Renee last week on this specific issue. I know there's some hard decisions coming down the pipe. And there are things that need to be addressed when we're looking at things 9 and 10 years old. So I wanted to get as much education on this as I could. And while I was there, we didn't discuss specific cases, but Renee did share with me that most recently, once the tough paperwork from Travis Ellis got to the person, they immediately resolved the situation. They had added cost of attorney's fees and things like that, but the fact, stepping up and doing something concrete is going to turn that picture around. So there's some situations out there where people, if they are taken to the brink of I have to do something, I think there's going to be hopefully a large percentage that will go and do that and improve, and really ultimately probably improve their situation too.
well, and what we do is once we get the person caught up, we try to encourage them when they get the bill in July or August to start making partial payments. They don't have to wait, until, the last day to pay or before the next goes in the table or until we start threatening them after interest is there. So they can start making payments. And we have a number of taxpayers that actually make monthly payments that either are payment on their taxes or prepayment toward their taxes, because they know they can't, they can do it better monthly than they can all at one time. So, you have to look at every situation differently, and like I say, we can very easily research our records to tell people that are trying to pay people that just simply aren't to you basically nail them to the wall, basically this stuff. Anyway, any more questions? Okay, we'll move on to, and if any of you have any questions about the foreclosure policy and the payment plan or whatnot, just please drop me an email or stop in the office, either one. I sent you a memo